Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. بس بدي أطلب منكم حتى تضل تقدر الكونكشن تكون منيحة عنا، نكون فيديو off and mute، ورح أقلكم كيف حنقدر to have some interaction. أول شيء بس بدي أقول what is happening. Coaching in Lebanon هلا بهالبانديميك عملناها the place for coaches to spread love. So عملناها coaches in love, and the reason is إنه باللي عم بيصير هلا والتغييرات اللي عم بتصير رح نبقى نعمل conversations على ال changes اللي عم بيصيروا بالorganizations، عم بيصيروا بالindividuals. نحن we are going into a disruption، والdisruption عم تصير ب our work in our personal life. كرمال هيك we will be talking especially today how we can adapt على current times and what is going to happen after this COVID-19. Coaches in love mainly هلا موجهة للكوتشز أو لحيلا حدا عم بيعاني ب his work أو job. بتمنى إنه بعدين رح تصير a place للpublic أكتر. بس today بدي أحكي few details شو رح يصير. We are going to spend around 30 to 45 minutes لنحكي about the topic of today. We welcome questions and answers. So معنا Monsieur Pierre هلا كمان I will introduce him. we will discuss few things. مثل ما قلنا please كلكم رح تكونوا muted و video off just to have a smooth internet connection. The webinar will be recorded. رح ينحط بعدين على special platform، رح تكون a learning platform، وإن شاء الله تكون resource لكتار with information. كمان رح ينبعت survey within 24 to 48 hours لحتى نشوف what did you like and how we can serve you better. Let me then now introduce Monsieur Pierre Akl. Pierre أول شيء is an amazing friend. And I'm very proud and humbled to have him as a friend, وخصوصاً في our first series. He is such a generous person. عم يعطينا من وقته and for this I'm very thankful. بدي أعطي شوي هيك على السريع a bit about Pierre. Pierre now is the vice president in Indefco Group. And JESPA is a trade. He's a very hardworking person. يعني لنقدر نلقطه تعذبنا كتير and thank you for that. كمان Pierre, he's the chairman of the International Maritime Academy. He's a life and executive coach. هاي أول مرة بعرف إنه كمان هي سبانيش. بعرف لبنانيز، بعرف إنه خصوصاً إسبانيا لعبت دور كبير معي بهالشهر، بس ما عرفت كمان إنه سبانيش. اللي بعرفه إنه بيير is doing a big difference بإندفكو، بشغلي مع إندفكو، كمان بعرف كتير managers and executives بإندفكو and I know قد إيه Pierre is such a great person he adds value to everyone who meets him. So let me welcome Pierre. Pierre, welcome. You can unmute yourself.
Okay. Thank you, Nada, for the nice presentation. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Actually, today, the main topic, I just like to share it with other people and know how to cope with the new era that is coming. Basically, we just analyzed certain kind of consumer behavior. اليوم consumer behavior will tell us everything, how the business will move, how the psychology will move, how the people the needs in the market will move. So based on these all events that we have, I take it like a small analysis where I'm not the inventor, I just link theory together. With the linking of 3-4 theory, we come up with something that teach us how to really adapt after or post-corona. So it will take with me 10-15 minutes maximum, so it is not boring, but you just need to follow the step, and I need to answer you some questions, to ask you some questions.
Okay, Pierre, thank you. I will be facilitating this. أنا راح أحط your presentation. Just guide me whenever you want me to move with the slides. And then مثل ما قلنا, whoever has a question, please اللي familiar مع Zoom, you know, and whoever is not familiar راح تشوفوا إنه تحت بالزوم في مطرح للchat. So please make sure إنه بتحطوا your questions and answers, your comments بالchat. Make sure إنه it is all panelists لحتى نسمع ونشوف. And then we will stop and ask Pierre a few questions and he will answer us. Thank you, Pierre. The floor is yours.
Okay. So actually, اليوم we start with the adaptation strategy, and we start with the concept that I'm pretty sure everybody who is in the business world or marketing or whatever it is know who is Maslow. So let me put you the pyramid of Maslow. يمكن درسينا كلنا long time back. The Maslow pyramid is a pyramid that talks about actually 5 things. هي عندنا البيزك needs, number 1, the safety, number 2, safety and security, number 3, love and belongingness, esteem and self-actualization. اليوم إذا بنشوف كلنا how it's going, how the world is moving, we can understand on which level we are. But let me just ask you a question. How many do you think the percentage of the whole population and the basic need is?
You mean now بهلا بالCovid, right?
No. Usually now, worldwide, how is the population distributed over these 5 sections?
Okay, you can. Yes, please. You can do this with us. Please on the chat box. قديه بتفتكروا where are we right now بهالمازلو pyramid? So 80 to 90%. عنا أسعد عم بيقول 80 to 90. Who else? 80%. George Reyes.
Basic needs means people can just have their food, their water. يعني just the basics. يعني they didn't even reach the way of safety and security because they don't care about their health while feeding their stomach.
So عنا أكثر الناس عم بيقولوا 70 to 80%. Yet عنا روني عم بيقول 30 to 40%.
Okay. Actually, the basic need worldwide is 50%, from 45 to 50%. Means we are talking about 50% of the whole population, which is around 3.5 billion. These 3.5 million, corona, post-corona, pre-corona, zero impact. As we can witness, let's say in Tripoli, they didn't agree to go and يفوتوا على الكارانتين. ما حجروا حالهم. They have more basic needs than safety and security. So most likely, most of these people are in the basic needs level, cannot be moved, and actually 3.5 billion will not have any consumer behavior. They will stay in their area and their consumption will be similar and their expenditure will be similar. So we go back to the safety need, love and belongingness, and to the self-esteem before the self-actualization. These are around 47 to 48% of the world population. And these people make the economy. These people are the key and the drive of the economy. And then we go to the self-actualization. How many leaders in the world, how many people who are influencer, X, Y, Z, maximum بيطلع 2 to 3%. So basically, if we analyze the Maslow from the beginning, we can feel that 45 to 47% of the people will change behavior. According to this change, we need to move. So only we start creating the goal, and then we segregate the population to make sure that we're going to target our needs and our survival strategy. How to do that and why it is. So I go to why it happens. I want to introduce a concept that was previously. It's different than the Pareto mode, which says 80-20. There is a new concept. It's called the 595 strategy. What does it say, the 5? It's a long time back, past at the Phoenicians, the double direction to make to shift to 180 degree. إذا برمنا 180 degree, but نلاحظ in the past, you know, people rowing this side, people rowing the other side. Everybody is rowing, everybody is moving to turn the shift for 180 degree. So شو عملوا? They put something called, let me just forget it. No,
you want this?
Yeah. No, it's okay. I just go to the 595 strategy. So حطوا شيء اسمه اللي بيقلب السفينة من ورا الدفة. Okay. So basically, الدفة, who knows how much it represents from the total vessel? Can I just have like it's 5%.
5%.
5% of the total vessel that take 95% movement and the 180 degree rotation of the vessel to a different direction. So by 5%, I could control 95% of the vessel. Controlling this 95% of the vessel start to get to the 5% level. بعدين نزلت لل 1% and 2% with a push bottom and with some engines and blah blah blah. What this tells us? This tells us if we go to the Maslow pyramid, there is 2% of the population who control 95% of the economy. 45% they are already controlled. So the remaining 48% are the one that gonna be controlled by this bottom or الياطي اللي عم نحكي عنه. Who and what do you think today our economy, what is the 5% of our economy today? I just want you to think about it and see what is the 5% that turns our economy today.
Okay, I'm waiting for your answers. What do you think is the 5% that turns our economy today? Let's see if we have any answers. Basic needs. شو عم بيقول basic needs? Food, medical stuff from Eli.
There is a bottom that we put it in the vessel.
Local business we're having as well as answers.
Bottom, it changed 95% of the direction and rotate the vessels fully at 180 degrees.
واو يعني نحن هلا بدنا نلاقي شو اللي معقوله as business owners, as new coaches, as people who are in the business, بدنا نلاقي هال 5% that will change the 95%, right? This is what you're telling us.
In any business, in any kind of business, whenever you need to be successful, you focus on your 5% that make the change. So the question here is, what is the real 5% today that making the 95% turn of the economy?
So Pierre, عنا basic needs عم بيقولوا لنا، الياس عم بيقول food and medical stuff, we have local business.
حدا ما انتبهت مين؟ حد social media.
Social media, yes. Jennifer حطت social media.
Okay. Today, the major virus is not corona. This is what I believe. The major virus is the social media. And it hits one of our main important targeted people, which represent 45% of the economy, represent 100% of the economy and 45% of the population. This category of people, put them into the safety and security zone through something that hit their safety through a virus called the social media. And then we get, of these 510, make a full 95% of the economy and they turn the vessel. I don't know if it makes sense for you.
So Pierre, help me understand something here. You're saying that social media is the virus, yet it's the 5%?
Sorry, mathematic nada again. So the 5%, these 5% change, turn 95% of the economy through 5% of the world population.
Wow. Wow.
If you think about it, the real fact of the whole world. So, getting back how the vessels is moving, we need to dance, and we need to dance with the universe and understand how, with this floating, we need to adapt. So, this is a theory that I totally believe in it. Might be wrong, might be not wrong, but it's based on concepts and on old laws. So, you might take it, you might not take it, but this is how everything is moving now. Going back to this and analyzing and understanding, we need to go back to what's called Darwin theory. And here, I have to ask you again one question. If you have two species, and I would say monkeys, because monkeys are the only animals who has intelligence, and they don't only run by instinct. So I will ask you about the two monkeys, and it is one of the Darwin theory, that they have the same environment and history before. They were raised in the same environment. They have the same physical fitness and the same intelligence. And they want to cross from point A to point B in a wild jungle. who of these two monkeys will make it and will survive? I need an answer.
Yeah, go ahead, shoot. Who do you think will survive? The one who is more adaptable, the one who adapts faster, where the most intelligent are the ones. So كلهم عم بيقولوا adaptation, resilience. Suzanne said herself. I like that. Suzanne قالت مين؟ بس أكثر شيء عم بيقولوا إنه adaptation is the key.
Adaptation. It's exactly the one who adapts faster will survive. And if we take the previous example, اللي كنا نعرفه from kids' time, and they say there is a big tree and a small lawn. Bigger wind lawn decline and the tree stands strong. What I want to say here, if the wind increases its speed, the big tree will fly with the tornado. After the wind will stand back again. If we can visualize the same concept, and I think today we are in a very big wind with a very high speed that no big tree will resist unless they adapt very fast like the lawn. So you're gonna ask me how we're gonna adapt. And that's a major question. How are we gonna adapt? We have to, first thing let's say,
okay,
we have to link and we have to foresee the needs based on the consumer behavior, based on Maslow hierarchy of needs. And from that point, we have to link our business to this needs to meet the consumer behavior and the need from the market. And that's what we say, that's when we say we are a fast adapters and we start getting with a tornado that is coming, even we are sometimes a big tree or a small tree, if we learn to be flexible and touch the floor and then get back again, this is where we can say a fast adaptation. What I would advise you today, you just go to the 5% of your business that is making your 95% of the profit. You focus on really that point and you start dissecting your business and changing your portfolio from the regular one that resists all the winds to the one that will have the needs based on Maslow. So let me give you an example that will clarify this point.
Can you give us an example that is
Today,
a bit for us as coaches, Pierre?
And I want and the adaptation. What would I do? Small, any example, you just give me any example. I was focusing on furniture. I was focusing on offices. I was focusing on luxurious stuff. Today, after the wind, after the big volcano, I need to change my customer portfolio. And the best thing for an architect to go and to change his portfolio, he would go for hospital. He will start looking for hospitals and move his direction by adapting to the new situation in case hotel to have the business to a different approach and adapting based on the consumer behavior on Maslow. And that's what will make the difference. And that's what we can just see while we link all this strategy together.
Pierre, I have a question for you. So actually 2 questions. And of course, please, if you have any questions, just put it on the chat box. We now, in the COVID, I don't know why I was...
Can you repeat? It gets a little bit...
yes, yes, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So we now, actually, in the COVID-19 situation, we are on the safety needs, right?
Yes.
So can you give us an example, especially for coaches, because we don't have actually products yet.
Get down from self-esteem, love and belongingness, from the 47%, everybody get down to the 40, to the safety and needs security. Restaurant, you don't see people who are interested in nice car. You don't see people who wants to go for power. Everybody is staying in this zone in the Corona time. Post-Corona, it's not the same zone that they will stay in. There will be different zones.
So how can we as coaches, because we always believe and we are seen as coaches that we provide services that are beyond luxury in a way or another, yet how can, for me, because anyway I'm biased for coaching, I see it as a specific need because...
I couldn't hear the question.
Okay, let me... Okay, let me, can you hear me now? Pierre? Pierre, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Now I can hear you.
Yes, sorry. Okay, Pierre, I just have one question for you. We are on the safety needs, and how we as coaches, we can, coaching is considered as a luxurious service, yet as I was saying, I'm biased for that, and I believe coaching is much needed now. But how can we as coaches still have provide value yet have a kind of a business income while we are addressing everyone who is now on the safety need?
Okay, it was the voice was cut, Nada, but I got the question. I got the question. Basically, today you should know. Let's say for coaches, if we take the example of coaches, today people need to be coached more than anybody, more than any time before. Why? They have issues psychologically. They have. Can you hear me? I cannot hear you, Nada.
I can hear you.
Okay. So basically, today, coaching, fortunately, today, is something that is already coping like hospitals in the era of Corona. If you want to start today, most of the people need to understand where they are going, how to boost, how to open their mind, how to get over the losses that they have done. So they need to sit with themselves again, and then they have to understand how to sit with themselves. So basically in the coaching, it already fit in this kind. So as a small strategy of yours, instead of your portfolio be on the corporate business, you can switch your portfolio to nurses and doctors. These people need more coaching to achieve more safety in the future. So if your portfolio will be based on big hospitals, you are adapting to the new situation in the corona or post-corona time. This is one of the examples. And if I think further, I never have like coaching business in mind, but I'm pretty sure that every business can adapt. And let me ask you the question, what is your 5%, Nada, that make 95% of your business?
Mm-hmm. If you're asking me at the moment, to be honest, I thought we were really, I knew we were on the safety needs, but for me as well, I was saying that on the love and belonging part, because we are sitting with our families, because we are really now valuing connection, I thought that my 5% was really to connect with people, even if we're far apart, and to focus on the relationships. And that is where I was going. And this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing our Sunday coffee with the coaches. This is where I thought I should be, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Is it your 5% that make 95% of the change?
For now, yes, that's what I thought, and I want to hear the opinion of others, but this is where I thought I should be. I know that we need the safety, but for my business, my 5% was focusing on love and belonging, on maintaining friendship, on maintaining good connection with my client, good connections with my coaches, to work on the sense of connection and contribution to each other. This is where my 5%.
If I want to give you my, if I want to just analyze a little bit, and we never discuss it, just fastly replying, I would say the post-corona will go back to love and belongingness because there is no more corona. So people will go back to love and belongingness, and this will be one of the best consumer behavior. So they want to go back to the natural things, they want to go back to the small things that make them happy. So basically, this section, the whole movement of the 45% inside Corona, the one whoever can arrange his safety and he doesn't have a problem with safety, then he will go one level up to love and belongingness. But he will not go another level for being to go into luxurious stuff, because most of world today will to love and belongingness again. So you will see more equality in the people, and that's a target where you can see where the consumer behavior is, and this will be sorry, I don't have a corona.
It's okay, you can do that. We're safe.
I would say that's the second case where everybody needs to move, and for there you're just hitting exactly the target. People will go also for precaution. Hospital is also a target.
جان ما فينا نعمل دعايات, we have to make them pay. Okay. عم بقول لك تروح على ايكوس. So Lena is saying, I totally agree with you, Nada, because no one has any energy or means to focus or invest elsewhere. So I need a small debate with you, Pierre, here. Okay, am I allowed to do that?
Of course, that's the beauty of it.
Yes. So I do believe that by maintaining as coaches and as probably entrepreneurs, or even the people who are with us, with our teams and everyone, I do believe now that the focus should be on the love and belonging. I'm not sure if this will lead to 95% of my business income so far, but I see it as a 95% of my future business strategy.
Okay.
Of maintaining my customer care, my relationships with others. I've never seen myself so close to others as much as I'm seeing right now.
Great. Before answering you again, you should work really. I cannot give you in 1 minute or 2 minutes something in the coaching. That is the 5%. What is the 5% of the coaching business that lead your 95% of the result? You need to know that. Once you know that, the shift is very easy. I can tell you the way. That's the way. That's the technique. What is the 5% of Nada? Maybe tomorrow, if I think about it, I might give you an answer. But the 5% of your business, exactly, somebody say, that's what will make the turnaround. So if your customers are all in the basic needs or in the corporate level or in the self-esteem level, wherever they are, what is the 5% that you can move? Because I gave the example of 595. I'm saying this is how the world turns, and this is how you should know your 5% to turn your business according to the turn of the world. So if everybody focus, what is the real 5% of his business that make 95% of his result, he can be very easy to adapt to the 5% and not go through the 95% headache to see where to change. So know your 5% of each business, focus on it, and then you can turn it the way you want because it's very small and it will hit again your 95% and result.
So Pierre, what's with the construction thing? You said fast adapters on this slide. You said that the survivors will be in construction, restaurants and food retail, education and institutions and healthcare. Yet I heard someone who is very influential in the restaurant business. I'm not going to say who is it, but he's very influential on social media as well. And he was saying that we are witnessing the end of the food and beverage industry. What do you say?
I would say restaurant, yes. Food, no. But if every restaurant knows his 5% strengths that make the 95% of his result, he would be able to fast adapt to the situation. And then we'll give you an example. One of the most famous restaurants, his strength was in the food, in the quality of his food. Today, he's reaching his highest target ever, and he has his food delivered to every place in a very sanitized and healthy way. This guy, Gamal, I cannot say name, adapt immediately, work on his 5%, which is the taste of his food, that make 95% of his result. If somebody's 5% is a location, he should shift his 5% and find a new 5%, because location now doesn't make any sense in the restaurant. But still, he can still adapt to the post-corona issues. Focus on delivery, exactly.
Yes, actually, yes, Miriam said focus on delivery. We cannot say names as well, but I guess you'll all know it. So we had an ad on social media of a very good and famous restaurant. They've put all the ingredients uh, for for a meal, for a cooking meal, and then they were delivering it just to make our typical Lebanese food. So I think innovation and adaptation is very important at that point in time. Yet I see also as all coaches we suffer a bit, and correct me if I'm wrong, coaches, we suffer a bit to see how we can adapt and find that 5%. What we know from Coach Pierre for sure is who are our future clients. They will be in the healthcare, they will be in the educational institutions, in the retail, restaurants, foods, and construction, right, Pierre? Because those are the fast adapters.
These should be fast adapters with the change.
How do you see the construction being as a fast adapter?
Hospital, new hospital.
Interesting.
Listen, any business can just adapt as long as he knows it's 5%. If the business does not know it's 5%, I think it's the right time now to think about your 5%.
What's your 5%, Pierre?
Sorry?
What's your 5%?
In which business, Nada?
If you don't mind, if you don't mind sharing on the corporate part, if it's not too confidential, and other than that, on the academy as well, your academy.
Okay. I can give you both parts. Actually, let me give you the example of the academy. My focus was on the yachting. Where do you put yachting? In which category?
بالمازلو law?
Yes.
Where do you put it? It's a very nice question. Where do you put it, the yachting in the Maslow?
And the self-esteem, self-actualization level, the highest of the highest industry.
Yeah, that was what I thought. I was waiting for a few people to say. That's what I thought. It's on the highest one.
Okay, let me tell you. If I don't want to adapt, and I don't know what is my 5%, I would say, oops, this business is done. I cannot move forward. I need to change. Where to change, where to go. Basically, there is two theories here. People say that this business might go down, and people say it might move from hand to hand. Let's say, as a worst case scenario, this category is not anywhere existing. Let me tell you another question. Let me ask you, how goods are being delivered with airport closed today?
Well, actually, what I know, and in my experience, what I saw, because thanks to you, yes. So I think the goods are being delivered. I think cargos are still operating, no?
No, but mainly most of the focus of the whole logistic in the world, it has been moved by sea. Thank you, Wael. So moving by sea, I have to adapt from yachting to shipping. And then the shipping will have a high demand. And then I would go and I would reduce my cost. And then I would move to shipping. And then I will start opening to adapt to the new situation, a section in the shipping. And that I don't keep it only for yachting. That's adaptation. My 5% is the needs of the market. I have to know what is the need. There was a high need of yachting captain. So I make it according to the needs. Understanding the need of the academy that fight unemployment is what makes it is what makes the 5% strategy, focusing on that to move 95% of the strategy of the academy where to go. So if I was focusing in the past on the European, I would focus today on the shipping. And then I'm adapting because I know what is my 5%.
You know, Pierre, we know in the business world that agility is something that we've been discussing for quite a long time. And we know that agility or adaptation is something that is crucial for people to survive and for organizations to thrive. Yet we were not expecting such a fast pace of adaptability. And I think for me, in my opinion, if I have to give a tip for coaches, this is where most organizations and most people and most executives and most leaders need coaching, because adapting to change is very essential, yet is very challenging, and it has to happen fast. And this is where I see that as coaches we have this opportunity to help people to adapt quickly, because we coaches, we have another label, we are agents of change. So that's one opportunity where I see coaches really thriving. And of course, executive coaches and leadership coaches are very good, and they should focus also on how to do this virtually, how to coach virtual teams, and I think that employee engagement also in this remote working is an essential aspect that should be also tackled. So what do you think about this?
I would say, I would give them one tip. Find your 5% and adapt to it. And this will be a very easy adaptation, and you can change the vessel to the direction you want.
Interesting.
Find your 5%. If you don't know what is your 5% business, start right time, go find your 5%.
So do you think that the Pareto principle will be obsolete from now on, and we will be going to the 95-5? Sorry, I lost it. Pierre, I was asking, do you think that the 80-20 will be obsolete?
Yes, it's not actually me. It's not me who invented. It's Stephen Covey. You know, the guy who
7 Habits. Yes.
7 Habits. And I was attending one of his seminars in the USA like 7-8 years back. And this is where I learned the 5% theory. And this is what moves all of any business that I started it, and I need to make it a successful business. I start looking at its 5% to move the 95%, and it proved to me so many times that it's really a very successful idea. So I want to give these tips to everybody. I want to share it with everybody. Start knowing what is your 5%, and you would really you would really adapt and extremely fast, and you will skyrocket. And you will
Thank you, Pierre. That was really, really insightful. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you. Yes, proactive. I would love to believe so. Pierre, before we end this beautiful conversation, how long do you think before we get back to not probably the top of the pyramid, but probably move 1 or 2 steps above where we are right now?
Nadab, based on the readings, actually, the world is putting 3 probabilities: the V curve, the U curve, and the L curve. And what I would see, I don't see any V curve for the time being, because we will not reach the bottom and then we will jump again, and we will not stay very little in the bottom. That's why I'm preaching, if you want, about adaptation. If we see the U, I don't know how big is the U. It might stay big to an L, or it will go again to a U. So to know the difference between V, U, and L is just take and see the graph how it goes. So the L is I would be very pessimistic, and I would not go for L, but for sure I will not go for V. It will make the U. Only if we adapt fast, we will be again in the U.
We hope so too. We hope so. Pierre, thank you so much for your time. It was really, really beneficial. I hope that each and every one of us will find their 5%. You did. And if probably you are suffering with your 5%, you have a coach. I'm not sure how much Pierre will be available. He's been so busy, but again, he's a coach, and he probably will help you to find your 5%. Thank you so much, Pierre. We really appreciate your time. We really appreciate the effort, and we know how busy you are. Thank you so much, and we look forward to see all of you in our next webinars. We will be doing every Wednesday and Friday. We will be changing as well the timing to adapt with Ramadan and the fasting. So thank you so much, and looking forward to have, well, you set the bar very high, Pierre. I will personally have a challenge to deliver as much value as you did. Thank you so much, and have all a blessed evening. And for those who are celebrating Ramadan, have a blessed month. Thank you. Thank you, Wissam. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.